Some people just don't have any morals or principles.
Biden literally could have had the corpses of children in his basement. I would not have cared, right? It's like there's nothing. First of all, it's Hunter Biden, right? It's not Joe Biden. But even if whatever scope of Joe Biden's corruption is, like if we could just go down that rabbit hole endlessly and understand that he's getting kickbacks from Hunter
Stick
Biden.
around, guys, because this video is going to be a little bit longer than normal. We're going to be going over Sam Harris's take. I'm also going to take you back in time to a previous take and a previous discussion Sam Harris had to kind of like set the scene to let you guys know how rational he was before the Trump guy came around. And of course, we're going to do a nice compare and contrast. So for the past 3 days, guys, I've been off the camera. I've been off the tube. Haven't really uploaded. Basically because, well, I've had family down. Of course, we had a wedding. And of course, you want to catch up with people, family, people you haven't seen in a while. Of course, they had family staying here. Very good past few days. Very enlightening. Helped me kind of, get my mind off things. And of course, this story came across on Saturday. And I've just kind of been debating whether I want to talk about this or not because Sam Harris is not a person that I normally talk about on this channel. However, people like Sam Harris, Bill Maher, those who are kind of complaining about the situation at hand, these are the same people who, quite frankly, push these policies, and now they, quite frankly, don't like it. And of course, Sam Harris is one of the more enlightened voices. He's done multiple books. He is very, very much, let's just say that he's got some takes that, quite frankly, sound very, very sound and very, very calm. But then again, though, when Donald Trump came around, Sam appeared to lose, let's just say, his ability to be rational about things. The guy had a very, very bad case of Trump derangement syndrome, just like Bill Maher and a lot of the enlightened left, which, by the way, most of these people really and truly are not enlightened. Let me go ahead and kind of break this down for you before we get to this actual clip and this actual topic of discussion. When you are a smart man, typically you think that smart people, college educated, would debate college educated smart people. However, just because you have a college degree or you are an expert in a field doesn't exactly make you smart. Oftentimes when you debate people who are intellectually not in your ballpark, you will come out looking smart as a result. For example, Sam Harris debating Bill Maher. Sam Harris is going to look a little bit smarter because Bill, in reality, is not as bright as he thinks he is. Sam, of course, is one of those guys who thinks he's smarter than he really is, but in reality, he is not. Also, something else, too. When you debate someone like Cenk Uygur, you will also look much, much smarter as a result of debating an actual, honest-to-God dumbass, a man who knows nothing. Also, something else, too. When you go on Bill Maher and you debate Ben Affleck, or you upset Ben Affleck, another moron, you're obviously going to look smarter as a result, which, by the way, I will play that clip for you guys right now.
The point of confusion is that we have been sold this meme of Islamophobia, where every criticism of the doctrine of Islam gets conflated with bigotry toward Muslims as people.
Right.
And that is it's intellectually ridiculous. Even it gets
So hold on, are
racism.
you the person who understands the officially codified doctrine of Islam? You're the interpreter of that, so you can say, well, this is...
I'm actually well educated on this topic.
I'm asking you. So you're saying if I criticize you're saying that Islamophobia is not a real thing. That if you're critical of something...
Well, it's not a real thing when we do it.
Right.
No,
it really isn't.
I'm not denying that certain people are bigoted against Muslims as people.
Right.
And that's a problem.
Big of you.
But
why are you so hostile about this concept?
It's gross. It's racist.
It's not. But it's so nuts.
It's like saying
it's so
stateless, shifty Jew.
You're not listening
Absolutely
to
not.
what we are saying.
You guys are saying if you want to be liberals, believe in liberal principles like freedom of speech, like we are endowed by our forefathers with an inalienable rights, like all men are created equal.
Ben, we have to be able to criticize bad ideas. And
of course we do. No liberal doesn't want to criticize bad ideas.
But Islam at this moment is the mother lode of bad ideas.
Jesus.
So we have
That's
ideas
just a fact.
like blasphemy.
No.
It is
It's an ugly thing.
Apostasy.
It is
one basic liberal
let me
principle
unpack
is
it.
tolerance.
Let me unpack.
Now, guys, like I said, debating someone like Ben Affleck, putting him in his place, being right on an issue, doesn't exactly make you a genius because you're going up against people who, quite frankly, are below you when it comes to overall intellect. So then Sam, of course, he goes on this show called Trigonometry, this podcast. And, of course, he talks about Hunter Biden, he talks about Donald Trump, and, of course, for whatever reason, he chose to bring up Trump University and all that type of stuff. Let's just go ahead and play it.
Understand that he's getting kickbacks from Hunter Biden's deals in Ukraine or wherever else, right? Or China. It is infinitesimal compared to the corruption we know Trump is involved in. It's like a firefly to the sun, right? I mean, like there's just it doesn't even stack up against Trump University, right? Trump University as a story is worse than anything that could be in Hunter Biden's laptop, in my view, right? Now that doesn't answer the people who say it's still completely unfair to not have looked at the laptop in a timely way and to have shut down the New York Post's Twitter account. Like that's a left-wing conspiracy to deny the presidency to Donald Trump. Absolutely it was. Absolutely, right? But I think it was warranted. Right, and again, it's a coin toss as to whether or not
Sam, I'm sorry.
That particular piece.
I'm really sorry. I was the one that said we should move on, but you've just said something I really struggle with there, which is
the kids in the basement.
Fuck the kids in the basement. I'm interested in democracy. You're saying you are content with a left-wing conspiracy to prevent somebody being democratically re-elected as president.
Well, no, I'm content. Well, but the thing is, it's just not left-wing, right? So Liz Cheney is not left-wing. Right, Liz Cheney is doing everything in her power.
You're content with a conspiracy to prevent somebody being democratically elected.
But there's nothing conspiracy. It's not. It was a conspiracy out in the open. But it doesn't matter if it was. It doesn't matter what part's conspiracy, what part's out in the open. I mean, I think it's like if people get together and talk about what should we do about this phenomenon. If there was an asteroid hurtling toward Earth, and we got in a room together with all of our friends and had a conversation about what we could do to deflect its course, right? Is that a conspiracy?
There's a lot to unpack here, so I'm going to try to do this as clear and concise as I can. First of all, I do agree, though, with him, though, on the Trump University stuff. That obviously was a scam, but that was a scam in the private sector. Nobody got hurt, at least as far as national security was concerned. But Hunter Biden's laptop, you see, Sam was one of those guys who said he felt himself, we got to get this guy out regardless of the circumstance. He's breaking my mind. He's ripping my soul out, even though Sam Harris is an atheist and does not believe that souls are even real. I tend to disagree with him, obviously, as a Christian. By the way, atheists, and by the way, I'm not saying this to rag on atheists. I mean, I don't really care what your belief system is, but atheists' arguments normally fall apart when you ask them how the world was created and you simply remind them that you can't get something from nothing, because even the Big Bang Theory, there had to be particles and stuff that kind of, things that kind of make things. Yeah, exactly, you can't get something from nothing. And I'm not really going to go too much into it, but their argument typically falls apart right then. But then again, though, getting back on topic, Sam saying that Hunter Biden could have had dead children on his laptop. Okay, I don't know if Sam knows this or not, but there were a lot of things on that laptop that, quite frankly, proved that Joe Biden had ties to China, was basically being paid off by China, and possibly being paid off by Ukraine as well. Also, something else too. More and more stuff seems to come out as a result of this Hunter Biden laptop. More and more information is coming out. And we're seeing that the current administration is much, much more corrupt than the previous one, which, by the way, I don't think was really and truly that corrupt. Every administration has some corruption. But if I've got to compare the Trump administration to the Biden administration, there's not really any comparison. You tried to nail Donald Trump with this Russia collusion hoax. That right there fell apart. Nothing came as a result of that. They turned to a great big giant nothing burger. Then you tried to impeach the guy over a phone call to Ukraine, which, by the way, we'll get back to Ukraine in a second because Sam is supposedly some national defense hawk. But don't worry, we'll get there shortly. You tried to pin that on him, even though there was no law in the Constitution. There's nothing in the Constitution that says that the President of the United States can't make a phone call to somebody. Also, let us not forget Joe Biden, of course, getting the actual investigator fired. That right there, I'll leave that clip in the actual description box of this video. But the fact of the matter is that you guys have been trying to hit Trump with all these nothing burgers and nothing has came out. Also, something else too, they keep bringing up the guy's tax returns. He's under audit, so obviously they're not going to be released. Okay, so I think that the corruption there versus Joe Biden's corruption and Hunter Biden, which, by the way, that laptop has proven a lot of the things that we automatically kind of sort of knew, like, for example, China, Russia, the payoffs, the kickbacks. Also, something else, too, that laptop has proven to be a national security risk, but Sam Harris, once again, shows you that he has no actual principles. He also lets you know right away that he has no morals, because dead children's a pretty big thing, and obviously that laptop, a lot of things have been uncovered. Let's just say a lot of unsavory things have been uncovered from that laptop. So you're okay with Hunter Biden doing underage girls, all that stuff right there, the drugs, the cocaine, of course, all that stuff that he's been doing, the crack. all that crap. You're okay with that right there, but you're upset because Donald Trump ran this thing called Trump University, which turned out to be a nothing burger, but nobody actually got hurt as a result of this, other than some people losing a little bit of money. I think the corruption is not exactly let's just say this right here. One person ran something that obviously was not what the hell it was meant to be, versus somebody else who actually puts this country's national security and the people of said nation at risk when it comes to other powers like, say, China and Russia. I don't think there's really much of a comparison here, and I think Sam Harris once again just proved to you just how big and bad his Trump derangement syndrome, and of course, still is. He obviously still has a massive amount of Trump derangement syndrome. Now, guys, let's go back in time just for a very quick second. Okay, so he's talking about Trump University. Okay, you can't use Russia collusion. That there got debunked. You can't use impeachment because, well, there's nothing in the Constitution that says that you can't call another leader. Also, something else too. Now you got this story about nuclear codes and the Mar-a-Lago array, which, by the way, we're finding out that once again is another nothing burger. So you've actually devolved all your anti-Trump takes down to Trump University. What's next? Those tax returns? By the way, those taxes are still they're still under audit. I promise you right now, in 2024, if Trump runs again, they're going to go back to the whole tax returns attack line. Just more and more older attack lines that, quite frankly, do not hold up or do not hold any type of water at all, and do not hold up next to scrutiny. Now, guys, Sam put up a bunch of tweets to kind of explain his rationale behind it. Now, guys, I'm going to leave these up for you guys to read. So, if you guys can, just kind of listen to my commentary a little bit as you guys are reading this. So, basically, Sam has shown me three things. Number one, he's not exactly a man of principle. I know he's not a man of principle because he was he was actually, let's put it this way here. He was willing to allow information to be censored. Okay, now Sam is supposed to be this great big giant First Amendment hawk, pro-democracy, pro-free speech, anti-censorship. But you're okay with censoring the story. You're also okay with, at the same time, what was it I was about to say? You're also okay with people not being able to choose. And number two, he showed himself to not be a man of moral character. Okay, you're willing to allow a president to come into office with all these ties to China, our greatest threat, with all these ties to Ukraine, a country that, quite frankly, is very, very, very corrupt. You're allowed to let a man come in who, quite frankly, has got a son who does, let's say, hookers, underage girls, crack, all that type of stuff, national security secrets, basically giving stuff away to our enemies. You basically are okay with putting a guy in office who, quite frankly, we don't know who the hell he works for. That's number two. Also, something else, too, he also kind of showed himself to be, let's just say, a little bit authoritarian. Yeah, you see, you're not okay with the people of the United States of America choosing the next president. You want to do everything you can to stop the current guy who's in office, and you're okay with suppressing stories that, quite frankly, prove that the guy that you're supporting is just this extremely immoral piece of crap and possibly a potential traitor. So you're basically telling me right now that you're okay with this, that you don't really and truly care about the American people. You never really have. Guys, this is actually the mindset of the liberal elite itself, especially the liberal establishment elite. Sam Harris is not a leftist. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out right now. He is not some hardcore left-winger. He definitely votes Democrat, but he's, for the most part, somebody who, quite frankly, toes the establishment line. He's closer to like a Bill Maher, someone like that right there, somebody who's waking up to a lot of the things that are going on right now and is upset. But he's upset because these are here the ideas that guys like him and Bill pitched for years. Wokeness, crap like that, or the things that, quite frankly, would lead to wokeness. And now they're seeing this crap and they're a little bit upset about it. So, essentially, at the end of the day, Sam Harris has proven himself to be unprincipled, immoral, slightly authoritarian, and yes, very, very much a left-wing, liberal, beta freaking male. Guys, John Claymore here. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, sign up in the comment section. I want to get you guys' thoughts. Make sure you guys obviously hit that like button for the algorithm, and I will see you guys later.